everyone, it's Taylor and welcome back to my channel. So in true Taylor as of lately fashion, I am uploading my Reading Rush TBR at the very last minute. So yeah, I sat down this morning and I put together my whole TBR with the exception of two, and I'm gonna talk to you about them. So yeah, I don't want to take up too much time because I have to edit this and upload it before midnight. So let's get started. So the first challenge is to read a book with a cover that matches the color of your birthstone. So my birthstone is aquamarine, which is sort of like a light blue sort of thing. So I'm going with The Adventure Zone Petals to the Metal. You can see there's some like light bluish, greenish, and Taco is kind of a sort of light blue. So we are going with this. If you don't know what The Adventure Zone is, this is basically a graphic novel adaptation of the hit podcast The Adventure Zone, which features three brothers, the McElroy brothers, and their dad playing Dungeons and Dragons. And what started off as just sort of a fun little podcast idea really turned into a beautiful story about friendship and family and love, and it's also hilarious. So I'm excited to get to the graphic novel adaptation of their third arc. Challenge number 2 I'm actually combining with challenge number 4, and that is read a book that starts with the word the and read the first book you touch. So I'm going to combine these. So what I mean by the first book I touch is going to be the first book I touch that starts with the word the. And to add a little bit of a spice to it, it cannot be a book that I've already read. I am not in the mood to do rereads for this particular readathon. So I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to touch anywhere on my, I'm going to be focusing on my science fiction and fantasy shelves. So I'm going to pick one, and if it doesn't start with the word the, then I'm going to pick again, and so on and so forth. Okay. Ooh. I have been wanting to read this book, and that is Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. So I don't know too much about this book, but I do know it is a fantasy retelling of the Rape of Nanking. I know it's very rough and it's very violent, but I am excited to get to it. I have heard a lot of people gush about this book, so yeah, now I'll actually be able to read it. So the next challenge is read a book that inspired a movie you've already seen. For this, I'm going with Story of Your Life and Others by Ted Chiang. And first of all, I borrowed this from my roommate, hence why the bookmark's here, but I did start it like a couple months ago and I just haven't been able to pick it back up. But I think I'm going to use the Reading Rush to sort of finish it so I can return it to my roommate. So this is actually a collection of science fiction short stories, but the one that is based off of a movie that I've already seen is Story of Your Life and Others, which was adapted into the film Arrival starring Amy Adams and Jeremy Renner. So it's hard for me to tell you what it's about other than that it's a sci-fi collection, but I really enjoyed what I read so far, so I'm excited to finish it. My next challenge is read a book completely outside of your house. So this challenge is a bit hard to do because outside of the house doesn't exist. But I do sometimes take myself out to go on daily walks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to listen to an audiobook while I'm walking, and that'll 1, encourage me to walk more, and 2, it'll help me finish a book faster. And the book I'm choosing for that challenge is A Night to Surrender by Tessa Dare. This is the first book in her Spindle Cove series, which is about a little village in England filled with the women who don't fit into society or who don't fit into the Regency era's expectations of what a woman should be. And the book follows this one woman who wants to keep Spindle Cove free of men, keep it a women's haven, and then an army marches their way through and she has to try and get rid of them, but the leader of the military men that are there, they are not interested in leaving. So it's a sort of head-to-head between the two of them that obviously turns into a smutty romance, and I am here for it. The next challenge is read a book in a genre that you've always wanted to read more of. For that, I'm going with Homegoing by Ya Gyasi. This book starts in Ghana, so that is kind of what I am going to base this challenge off of. So this book follows two half-sisters in Ghana in the 18th century whose lives completely split. One sister marries a wealthy Englishman and lives a life of luxury, and the other one is stolen and sold into slavery, taken to the United States and sold into slavery. And it sort of follows not just these two women, but their descendants and how their lineage spreads out across the generations based off of the different privileges and advantages that they have been given just from those 2 lives. I'm really excited to read this. So many people have told me that it's amazing, and I think I'm going to cry. I really think I am. And for that genre, it's adult literary fiction. I didn't mention that. The next challenge is read a book that takes place on a different continent than where you live, and I'm also going to be using homegoing for that one. I also want to sort of try and complete one of the challenges in the original Reading Rush challenge, which was to read 7 books in 7 days. I'm going to try and do that. So to top it off, I'm going to add Cersei by Madeline Miller. I have the audiobook on Libby, and so many people have told me it's beautiful and that I need to start it, so I think I'm going to start it. As far as what I know about the book, I know it's a retelling of the original Cersei myth. Cersei is a character that shows up in Homer's Odyssey, which is not great. I don't like it, which is why I held off on it for so long, but so many people told me that I would love it and that it's a beautiful audiobook, so I'm going to give it a chance. The other book is it is the only reread here, but it's something I haven't reread in a long time, and that is Boy Crazy Stacey by Anna M. Martin. This is one of the books in the Babysitters Club. If you don't know what the Babysitters Club is, I am so sorry. So the Babysitters Club is this book series from the 80s about these middle school girls who form a babysitters club, and the series sort of follows their different challenges, both in their personal lives and in their professional lives. Netflix just released a TV show adaptation of it, and I really liked it. I binged it in like 2 days. And so I'm excited to give Boy Crazy Stacey a reread. So that is what I am reading for the Reading Rush. What are you reading? Please let me know in the comments down below. Have you read any of these books? Please let me know that as well. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you all in my next video. I'm gonna try and vlog the Reading Rush. We'll see how that works. Bye.